Hello and welcome back to Living Not Existing. As always, I'm Josh, and well, I'm very excited about today's episode because it's finally the grand shedding. So finally getting that big shed put up today, and at least all the base built. Hopefully we'll get the shed up, but getting the base built mainly anyway. So yeah, I've got some new members, some friends coming and helping out with things today, as well as my dad and Rachel are here, and Rachel's behind the camera as always now. And but yeah, so basically that's what's going to be happening today. But I'm just going to start off now by just showing you a quick little grow update on what's going on. So as you all know, obviously I've got the ghost chilies at home, as well as the Jerusalem pine and the parsley and the California wonder peppers. And well, I'll quickly just show you the lot of them now. Right, yeah, so as you can see, all of those lot have come on quite a lot now, really well, so I'm quite happy about all of that. But it's still a bit chilly to be bringing them down here into the greenhouse, because it's still not all that warm in here, and still not really warmed up enough. It's kind of on the fourth winter now, but it's starting to turn around to spring. So fingers crossed that it all starts heating up very quickly and stuff, so I can finally get more stuff in the greenhouse. But yeah, so that's that. And I don't know if you could see on the picture there properly, but you could see how the parsley was through, because that was obviously quite a lot of it there. But the California wonder peppers have finally come through. So I'll quickly just show you a close-up of them lot now. Yeah, so as you can see, they're all sprouted through quite lovely now. Well, pretty much all of them anyway. And so I'm hoping that they manage to live and survive. And I'm going to keep them at home for quite a bit longer yet, even when it gets warm down here. Just to keep it so that they're going to be alright and hopefully will survive, so I can actually have some pepper plants this year. Because as I was saying earlier, they'll go lovely in a stir fry, and I'm looking forward to using them, so fingers crossed they grow okay. But yeah, so as of the rest of it, obviously it's in here, so I'll jump on camera and I'll show you all that lot now. Right, so as you can now see, all these seedlings are all starting to come on now. So these are the dill ones. Got quite a few of them coming through now, which I'm happy about. So we're going to have a nice little dill patch, which will be quite nice. And then for the rest of them, we've got coriander. Finally got a few plants of coriander coming through, which is nice. So there's one there, a couple more there that you can see. And then the basil, well, that's doing really well. Loads of that coming through, which is great. And so we're going to have a good basil patch. I'm hoping more of the coriander comes through. There doesn't seem to be any starts of anywhere else on them, unfortunately. But, oh, saying that, I've just spotted one. The one right there. But yeah, so hopefully they're all suddenly going to start shooting through, which would be nice. And then quite a lot of chives coming through, which I'm happy about, because chives are nice. And then I really want to try some of the chive flowers, because apparently they're really nice. I think they're quite sweet, I think, if I recall correctly on what I was told. But yeah, so I want to try some of them out, obviously a bit later on yet, because these are obviously just starting. But yeah, so that's that. And then for the mustard, that's come on massively grown up, and I think that should be ready for eating now. So I'll be getting some of that chopped down soon, and getting it put in a sarnie or something like that, and giving that a try out. So yeah, so that's the seedlings so far, and obviously, as I was saying, coming on pretty great. And then there's the stuff at home that I just showed. It's all coming on great as well. So yeah, seedling front's looking good on the herb garden side of things. I'm just hoping that weather starts to pick up a bit, so I can get things like tomatoes and stuff like that all planted as well. Because it's still just a little bit chilly up here in the northeast for that, I think. But I don't know, what would you all say? Give me a few suggestions if you think it's time I should probably plant them or not. I've been waiting out for the cold to pass a bit more, 'cause it's still chilly. But yeah, so that's that. So what I'll do now is I'll show you the plan for today. Right, so here's the start of today's task of the grand shedding. So as I've said before, I'm going to be putting the shed up here. Now I think I said before I was going to be putting it like that way on, but I've been having a rethink of things and a size up, and actually the better idea I think would be to have it this way on. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start off by clearing all this area here of all of that wood and the beams and stuff that are already there, that mesh and everything, and start by shifting all of that sort of stuff out of the way a bit as well, probably just moving it over for now, and having a bit more of a sort out of it, to which then once the shed's up, a lot of that can go into the shed to to which then I can organise through it a lot more when I'm doing that. But yeah, so that's the start of things for what needs to start getting done now, to be getting on with. And then another thing that's going to be happening today is all the trees which I've got, with the plum tree you can see there, and then also the cherry tree and the pear tree. Well, the cherry tree and pear tree have just started budding a bit, and ideally I could do with getting them into the ground because they're still just in the pots. So what I was waiting for is getting the chicken pen fence all put up. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark out where it's going along here, sort of basically up to that post, sort of along that sort of line there, up to here, and then get the trees planted into there, which is going to be Rachel's job today. So I'm going to start off by getting a load of that shifted, and then getting those pallets and stuff shifted there, and getting cracking on with all those jobs. So I'll get moving everything and then show you the next bit. Right, so as you can now see, obviously all of that lot's been shifted and a few of those timbers moved about and stuff. And yeah, so that's all sorted nice, and I had to chop down a few branches of the elderberry tree as well, just to make room for when the shed's actually on top. And then also got all of that lot shifted around from over there, creating a nice clear path for being able to figure out where the fence is going and get the trees in as well, which have been moved over there. And then the rest of the team is now here as well. So as you all know Rachel, who's here, and then there's also my dad hiding inside the greenhouse, and then this is Mick. Now he's the expert today that's going to be showing us how to build the raft for which the big shed is going to be sat on. So basically going to just start getting to work and getting that raft built. So we'll crack on with getting that sorted, and then I'll show you how it's coming on. Right, so my dad and Mick are just on with working over there, with getting that raft all built up, and the chickens have gone over to help them out as well. But yeah, so while they're cracking on with that, me and Rachel have just been laying out some of these wooden beams you can see here, in which is where the fence is going to eventually be for the chicken run. So that entire section, all of this lot, is going to eventually be the full-on chicken run. So yeah, so that's that on with those sort of things. So obviously, for now, I haven't got the fence panels yet to be able to build the fence. So I've just laid that out for temporary measure, so I can get these trees put in, which me and Rachel are going to get cracked on with now. So what we're going to do is just going to start off by just basically digging a bit of a bed, really, because then I can put some flowers and stuff around the bottom just to make it look a bit pretty and all that sort of thing. So just going to start off just by basically just digging out a bed area here, just to pull out all those weeds to help clear that out, and then get those trees planted. So we'll crack on with getting that bed dug over, and then I'll show you that. Right, so as you can see now, the raft for the shed is coming on pretty nicely, and as you can see there's another new person down here, and that's Finn, that's Mick's son. So he's down here giving a hand on getting all that put together, with all these cross pieces going in, and they're all just for extra strength, as well as all these little feet that are going down. There's going to be more of them added in as the time goes on, adding more and more and more in, and getting it absolutely as strong as possible, and then eventually it'll be getting a bit of an extension on the front of there as well. So that's how that's all going, and going great. And then in regards to over here, Rachel's digging away nicely, having a lot of fun there. Been digging away with her, getting all this dug over, because unfortunately my rotavator's knackered with that fuel leak, I think I said about before when I was trying to have a go of it, and so it's all having to be done by hand again. So fun, eh? But hopefully I'll get my rotavator fixed soon. I'm going to need a new fuel tank probably, or something along those lines to fix it. But as you can see as well, obviously I've got these bits of pallet wood in there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop the tops off eventually when I get to a height I want to be at, but I'm just going to raise it up just a little bit, just a slight little bit of a raised bed, and have the wood going down a bit, just to stop any grass and stuff like that from growing back through and into it once it's been dug over. So I'm going to crack on with making this sort of bit around the edge here while Rachel continues digging over, and while Mick, Finn and my dad continue making that raft. So we'll crack on with all that lot and I'll show you the next bit. Right, so as you can now see, the rest of this sort of bed area where I'm going to put the fruit trees and some flowers and that is now dug over, but still got plenty of bits to pull out and a bit further, but it's got sort of first turnings over and stuff like that going on and everything, as well as the start of the edges being built. So as you can see, I'm just doing it a couple of pieces high, just so the bottom piece stops anything from growing in over from out here, and then the top piece is just the same again, just a little bit of extra protection. And Mr. Rooster's just enjoying having a bit of a peck around there. So yeah, so that's that anyway. And then what I will be doing as well is chopping the rest of these down eventually as well, because I'm unsure as to whether I fancy putting an extra bit of height just on the back there or not. So I'm just leaving them for now until I finish the rest of it, and then I'll assess it when I've finished all of that. But then over here, in regards to the raft, in which is being built for the big shed, that's now got its first sort of main section finished off now, with plenty of cross pieces through. Oh well, semi-finished anyway, should I say. It's got all the cross pieces fastened in place, and it's still got some more feet to be put in, like these that I was saying about earlier. And then what it's now got to have as well is an extension on the front of here. I think it's another about 6 to 8 feet, something like that. I think, I'm not entirely sure how much longer it needs to be, but I believe it's about that sort of length. And then so there's that to do, and then going to be covering it all in some sheets of OSB, apart from the very last 4 foot, which is going to be covered in either pallet wood or some decking or something like that. But it's going to be a bit of a sort of deck out the front of the shed as well. So yeah, and of course I didn't show this earlier, but I'm quite happy with it. That patio area there swept up really nicely, so it's all right. Got a bit of a patio there now as well, which is all right. But that's it for today on the sides of actually getting the actual raft built, and then doing this bed to call it a day. I'm the last one here now. Everyone else is nipped home because we're all getting ready and going out to go and see a band and have a few tonight. So it's after a good day's graft, so I'm going to do that. But last but not least of the things to show you, something we just very quickly did just before packed up some of the tools. We've still got a few to pack up, but yeah, the last thing we just did was put a roof on the shed. Now, I don't know if any of you remember the ping pong table I acquired, but turns out it was the perfect size for a shed roof. So I've now got a ping pong table shed roof, and I don't know if you can see on the inside if it's light enough, but it even looks like one. But yeah, so that's that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pack up the rest of the tools and then say goodbye. Right, well, it's come to that time of day again, time to round things up and say goodbye. So hope you've all enjoyed watching today's video and seeing how things are now coming on and everything. How I'm very excited about the big shed finally starting to get sorted out and everything. And so hopefully during the forthcoming, like the next week, should hopefully be able to get down here a couple of, like 1 or 2 nights or something like that, and try and get the rest of that raft ready for the actual shed to be put on. Get all that finished off, built, so the actual base is all solid and ready and done. Because then it shouldn't be too much of a hassle to actually get the shed built up on there. And then as regards to the actual the tree bed and everything, which we're obviously getting the fruit trees in and stuff like that. Hopefully should be able to get that sorted tomorrow, all being well. But we'll see how things go on that front. But if not, that'll be obviously getting done fairly shortly and fairly quickly and everything, because it's already obviously over halfway there, I'd say. So, but yeah, as I say, hopefully should be able to get that done tomorrow. And then yeah, and then the roof on the actual shed, that's going to be getting felted. And luckily Mick has some spare felt laying about, so he said he's got some felt for that, which is quite good. So I've already acquired some felt for there, so I'll be getting that on as soon as possible, because obviously don't want any leakage going in now I've finally got a roof, and the actual roof itself rotting out for whatever reason. But yeah, so so that's that really. Not really much else I can touch on today, barring the fact that the chickens have loved it. We're getting worms shot at them, and they've been all loving that, eating the worms and scratching about in freshly dug over stuff, as well as just coming and going around and seeing everyone how they're working and stuff like that and what they're doing. They find it really interesting to come over and have a watch. And well, at one point I had all the hens, they were sat on one of those wooden beams, and it was quite amusing how they were all sat. So I'll quickly show you that now because I quite liked it. So yeah. But yeah, so as you can see, obviously that's how they all look that sat there, and it was quite nice. They were all enjoying it. I even had the pair of them, like a pair of hens, sat in a corner of each of that sort of bed before when it was getting dug over, just sat there waiting for more worms to be thrown at them. They were loving it. So yeah, so they've had a fun time today as well as the rest of us. But yeah, so as I say, that's it for today. So thank you all very much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button, check out the Facebook link below and the Instagram link below. And yeah, that's it. So as always, I'm Josh. I've been living, not existing. Goodbye.